Welcome back, and thank you so much for joining us again on Daybreak Extra this morning. Like Summayya said, this is the interactive, the segment where we tend to open the phone lines for you to, join us and give us your take on certain topics that affects us all. And today we want to look at, school orientation, precisely, between day and boarding school, which one is best? When it comes to discipline. Now that's what we want to look at. Selecting the right school orientation for a child can significantly impact their academic, social, and emotional development. Two popular options, day school and boarding school, offers distinct advantages and disadvantages. I mean, you agree with that. For some reason, there are people that will believe that day school is better. At least you have your child under your watch. But for some parents, they believe in taking their children to boarding school because they will get to, learn things without their parents' interference, from their peers. And then, with the domiciliary, what's it called? The nannies that stay to take care of them, I mean, they call them the matron.
Yeah. The matrons,
yeah. I mean, it skipped my mind because it's been a long time that I actually finished school, especially boarding school. Because that's where I went to. So understanding these differences is crucial for parents and guardians to make, informed decisions. Now, definitely, you will also agree with me on that. And then let's give you some breakdown of, the day school, attend schools during regular hours and return home daily. That's for the day school. Typical, less expensive than boarding schools. For some parents, they think that encourages strong family bonds and community involvement. Sustainable for students requiring specialized family care or support. I mean, maybe this is talking about children that have some certain special needs that the parents have to stay with them, so they cannot send their children to boarding school. But for the boarding school, the benefits, the disadvantage, and advantages as well, maybe you can call it that way. Live on campus during the academic terms, provides an immersive educational experience, structured environment, and 24/7 support. I mean, Summayya, I don't know if you've been to boarding school, but I'm sure you understand how this works for those of us that have been to boarding school.
Indeed, I spent my entire 6 years of high school in boarding school. So yes, I started at a very young age, so I know how it is. At first, it's always sweet. Yeah, I'm seeing my elder sister going with massive provision box, and
you thought, I want that as well.
Yes, you're eager as a child to have that independence. But then when you get there, you realize that independence is an illusion. It comes with a lot of responsibility, and right from that age, you start caring for yourself. Unlike before, your parents are always shielding you from a lot of things, helping you wash your clothes, helping you do this, but then you're put out there and nobody's considering
you. have to learn how to do lots of things.
You're supposed to do, and then also do for your seniors.
And then it says here, fosters independence, self-reliance, and social skills through shared living. Now, you just talked about that you have to do everything yourself. Gone are days where you have to, your mom would dress you up, would help you with your
wash your uniform,
iron them, and make sure you're clean whenever you go to school. And it also often offers additional resources, facilities, and extracurricular activities. Like you get to do sports, you get to attend certain debates, quiz, and so many activities that you get to do that probably you may not be able to do that during the day school. Because I mean, there are certain activities that happens when you're in the boarding school, and then there are those that happen when you're in the day school. But let's take a look at this report that our reporter Bello Musa has put together on this particular topic for you out there.
All right. No,
let's take a look at the package for the report from Bello Musa from Kaduna that he has put together for the boarding school and the day school differences and what actually people think about it. Let's take a look at that.
Despite the quality of education being provided by the boarding school, its popularity is declining. However, many see boarding school as the best system of education that will help the country to produce good students.
The advantage of boarding school over day school is very enormous. As a beneficiary who went to a boarding school both here in Kaduna and Kogi State, and also participated in the so-called day school, I think I'm in the best place to pass a judgment. In boarding schools, teenage, that is from 13 years old to 19, they built up with their peers groups, and they were able to get a mindset of their own. They develop into a kind of a society. The society we have yesteryears, good, discipline, moral, are all product of boarding schools.
Now, you can see nowadays, if you are a day student, you don't have time for anything. The moment you come from school, you see them, they throw their bags on anywhere and they go away. But in boarding school, everything is scheduled accordingly.
Besides stiff competition by the private school, educationist highlights other factors that has made day school more popular nowadays.
If we have to look at it from the insecurity aspect, especially from the northern part of the country, a lot of parents have been discouraged looking at it from the insecurity angle, where they are no longer comfortable having their wards or their children in boarding school. You know, taking Kaduna State as a case study, a lot of things has happened. A lot of things have happened in the past where you discover that bandits will go to boarding school maybe at the middle of the night to go and kidnap number of students.
I believe that most of the problems that we have in society today are traced back that these mistakes that the government makes by allowing the boarding school to phase out to day schools. In other countries, boarding school is, there is no alternative to boarding school. But today, the day schools, where children will even tell their parents, I'm going to school, they are somewhere with their groups, they are somewhere with their, if the ladies are somewhere with their boyfriends, the men are somewhere learning Yahoo. Of recent, I saw young men who are supposed to be in the school, they say they are in Yahoo training school.
The residents are appealing to government to improve the two-school system in order to accelerate more development in the education sector in the country. Bello Musa, Trust TV News Kaduna.
I mean, that was a beautiful package from Bello Musa from Kaduna. You know, it has actually captured all that we need to actually speak about this morning. But do well to call us on the numbers displayed on your screens, and then send us WhatsApp message on the first number that is showing down there, and then tell us, what do you think when it comes to discipline a child? Do you think day school is better when you have your child right under your nose and get to, you know, tell when they are doing wrong and right, and you get to see them do their assignments, you get to see them wash their clothes? Or you rather take them to the boarding school where they get disciplined and, you know, they will learn how to adjust, you know, their lives, you know, put together something that they want to do when they, you know, mingle with their peers? I mean, you heard it from the report. They have a, you know, way of coming out as disciplined, sort of, you know. They'll learn how to dress their beds, wash their clothes, iron them themselves, you know, sanitation here and there. And Summayya, let's not forget the food and nutrition, where you get to learn how to cook as well in schools.
Yeah.
I mean, in boarding school, that happens.
And the home economics, you get to, or home
learn how to
you get to make beds and all of that. So it is, everyone has its own advantage and disadvantage, you know. But then it's up to the parents. It's 2024. Let's hear your take on all of this. The fact that, you know, there's features of what the day school is all about and what the boarding school carries. It's a very beautiful thing to watch, and we cannot wait to, you know, talk to this parent.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Okay. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Tijani, go ahead. From where?
How's the night?
Tijani, where are you joining us from?
I'm calling from Jos.
Okay, Tijani from Jos. All right. Thank you so much for joining this morning. Go ahead. What do you think?
I want to have my take between boarding and day school. Day students. So what that means that the boarding is very good, but due to our challenges on security, so it can't be possible. But boarding is the best. Boarding school is the best, but due to security challenges, So it will be very difficult. But boarding school is the best. That there will be discipline. There is discipline in boarding school, and the discipline, the grown up of the students will be very good. So what is happening is that the orientation in boarding is the best. But what is happening is that due to our security challenges, so it will be very difficult for people to put their children in the boarding.
All right, thank you.
That is the problem we have.
All right, thank you so much, Tijani, for that. I mean, even in the reports we heard when one of the, persons spoke and said boarding school is better, but if you're looking at the security challenges, a lot of parents are scared to take their children to the boarding school, because they get to be kidnapped and what have you.
You're not even at ease.
Yes, at the same time, and then another person also went ahead to say that if it is the day, your children will tell you, oh, I'm going to school, but they will be out there with their friends somewhere.
And you're not
even gone to school that. And you wouldn't even know. Okay, so we have another caller. Good morning.
Good morning, Summayya. It's Fatima Yakutima calling from Maiduguri.
It's so good to have you, Fatima. Good morning.
How are you? Alhamdulillah. Fatima,
we need to put translation for this greeting that you put.
Good morning.
That way Nigerians will know.
That means good morning, and I said good morning.
All right,
back.
It's good to have you, Fatima. Let's hear your take.
Thank you. You are talking about day and boarding school.
Yeah.
Because our signal here is very, very bad. Boarding school and day school, you cannot compare them, honestly speaking. It is only the challenge of nowadays is the issue of this insecurity. But if not, boarding school is the best. Because I can remember in the 80s time, we have been even laughing at you if you are going today. Because boarding school is the best orientation where you can pick a lot of things, even the interaction between the students it is deeper from the day. Because in the boarding school you consider yourself, if at all you are in the same room or in the same set, you consider yourself as one father and one mother. You assist yourself in a various way, and even human relation you can pick some more in the boarding school than in day school, because you will learn a lot. Nowadays, if you look at the children, the way they are interacting, if at all they have undergone a boarding school, I think the degree of interaction will be deeper, and it will be different. Even now, if you look at the children, the way they are sweeping the house, the way we do our own in the olden days is different from their own, because that is the orientation of the boarding school. And the boarding school, it will teach you to become self-reliant. You will do a lot of things for yourself. Despite the fact that when you are in day, the parents, they will be assisting you. But in the boarding school, you stand on your own. You learn a lot of things in the boarding school. I think to me, the boarding school is more better, but the challenge of nowadays, that's why block the practicing of the boarding school.
Yeah.
And our government, they are not committed. They have been feeling like they will spend more on the boarding school than day school. That's the reason.
All right.
To me.
Yeah. All right, we get that. Thank you so much, Fatima, for that. Always a pleasure hearing from you. If there is one thing that I know about a boarding school is that if you're learning some characters from your fellow students, your classmates or classmates in school, you get to see the end of that decision. If it's in day school and you pick on some characters based on what someone is showing you, you don't see the end of the repercussion of that. But in boarding school, because you're all the same, there tends to be that, of course, repercussion of when you see someone do something, whether it's a good decision or bad decision and act, you see the end of it. All right, we have another caller. Good morning.
Good morning, my sisters. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. Good morning, Ade. It's good to hear from you. How is London this morning?
Yeah. London is cool.
All right. So let's hear your take. I mean, I know the Westerners practice boarding school as well, but I don't know if they still do it, in 2024. So let us hear your take on what you think is the best.
Well, boarding schools everywhere, all over the world, but to me, I prefer day school.
Okay.
Let's talk about Nigeria now. Boarding school in Nigeria is very okay up to IT. But from then to now, these are true. These are different. People are talking of security. Yes, security is very, very important in life of boarding school. But have you thought about the most important after security, your children's health? This is a country now that the economy is so tough. What type of food are they going to give them? When they are scarcity of tomato, are they going to mix whatever they want to give to the children because you are not there? Are they going to give them a good diet? That you will give them at home. So boarding school for now, unless it's federal government, otherwise, to me, I won't advise anybody to use it. That's number one. Number two, 6 years of your life children, you are missing it. You are leaving it for every 200% to the hand of people in the school. So when they are at a day school, when your children come back from home, you train them. This is a guy or a girl. This has to be, this has to be. Do the house job, everything. So they grow up with the other family, then you bond together. Then when you miss your child for 6 years, and then you say it's a good thing, to me, I don't like it. In UK, our day school, what happens in our day school is this. When children go to school, after weekend, that on Monday, they resume in the primary school or secondary school, especially primary school. The first thing the teacher will ask the student is that, are you happy? What happened with the weekend? Did they treat you nicely? Parents in UK will fear the teacher than fear government. Because the children will tell them the truth. So if you maltreat the children, your child at home, if you tell the teacher will call the social security. And before you know it, they are in your house. So you have to behave well to your child. Have the time so that he or she won't complain. So everybody walk around the clock together. So to bring up that child and they will come at home. But boarding school, no. There are private schools in England. I don't know anyone. I've not seen anyone. They are not interested. Because the private, the public one is better for everybody. So I don't even bother myself going to know where they are or secondary school. So until they go to university. It is when they get to university, they go on their own. They give them their room. When I escort all my children to university, they say, this is your room, and this is your roommate. Everybody has their own room.
Yeah.
So you have your own stable. But you use the kitchen together. Maybe 5 of you in the kitchen. So at 100 level. After 100 level, then you go and rent house outside. So that is how they train them. So during that 1 year, they know how to cook. For example, one of my boys doesn't know how to cook. When he gets to university, I buy Indomie. And this is how to do Indomie. But later, he learns. He's a lawyer now. So you have to be involved in your children's life. That's what I believe in.
I get your point. You made a valid point. You made a valid point, Ade. Thank you so much for that. Like we said even at the beginning of this conversation. Is Ade still with us? All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Ade. God bless Nigeria. God bless you too. So basically, we stated that there's advantage and there's disadvantage of this. And then one thing is amazing that we had, about 2-3 callers talking about how they prefer boarding, but then someone came and gave another reason of why day school. Yes, why day school. It's always is preferable. And one of the things he made mention is how involved the parents, are in this. As much as boarding school comes with community responsibility, we have different teachers making sure they put eye on you. Day school comes with you, the parent, being involved in the life of your child.
Let's take this call and hear what this person has to say also. Hello, good morning.
Hello, morning.
Good morning. Your name and location, please.
Good morning, ma'am. My name is Usman Inusa.
Okay, Usman from where?
My name is Usman Inusa from Plateau State, just note.
All right, thank you so much, Usman, for joining us from Plateau. Go ahead, what's your take? Are you still with us?
So my best school, yes, and with you, my best school is day school.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead. Tell us why.
Because me too, I have attended day school, and I know the sweetness of the day school, but the boarding school too, I have attended both from my junior secondary school, and I have known the advantage and the disadvantage. Now, for example, when you are in day school, if you want to go to school, you have to take a breakfast that you want, at least that will satisfy you from the time and the ending of the time. So, but in boarding school, you cannot have the food that you want to eat. You don't have the freedom and the rest. So, in day school, for example, you have a limit time that you go to school and come back home, so as to have some rest and do 1 to 2 things, you know. But in day school, always you are there, and even the weekend, you don't have your own freedom to do whatever you want. But in day school, when we say from Monday to Friday, you are finished your lessons. When you came back home, so any activity you will do it. But in this school, there is not that freedom that's there. And the disadvantage in boarding school is more. For example, you will join a big team like that, so that, and your parents didn't know you have joined a big team. But in this school, when you go to school, you came back, so your parents are watching you. Everything they are doing, you are doing in the behalf of your parents. And your parents in day school, in boarding school, your parents will not go and visit you. For example, even when they will visit you, you will find out that it's ending of the month. They will come and see you once. But when you are in day school, every day you are with your parents, you are with your family. That is my reasoning.
All right. Thank you so much, Yunusa, for your take on this. I mean, we also stated how it encourages strong family bonds and community involvement when it comes to the day school. But at the same time, opinions vary, right? Like you can have people, like you said, mentioning that they prefer the day school than the boarding school. But then to some, they feel the boarding school is more, that has more advantage and well-disciplined students out there than the day school. Okay, so let's take this call and hear what this person has to say. Hello, good morning. Please turn down the volume of your TV set. I can hear myself, so that we don't have a delay while you're talking.
I can hear myself.
I think we have to let the caller go.
Maybe you can call us
sure
back.
The person does not even know that we picked their call.
And then you can also send us WhatsApp messages. Don't forget, if you can't reach us, you can drop a WhatsApp message, so we can have your take on what you feel about this, and already we are seeing some messages coming through. I mean, Summayya, it's the encouragement of the bond with family, like Yunusa just said. But boarding school has a way of, making you you depend on yourself, not other people, not your family. It makes you to know where you want to go in life, because you're in a place where you have to cooperate and become a community where you people have to work together with people. So it teaches a lot of things for people. But like I said, some people will say boarding school, day school, the children will tell you, oh, I'm going to school, and they will go and just be with their friends, maybe playing games or doing 1 or 2 things and what have you. All right, let's pick this call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you so much for calling us. At least we are having ladies calling, these days. It's actually nice to see. Tell us your name and your location, please.
My name is Aisha from Lokoja.
I thought as much. I think I'm beginning to get your voice as well.
It's good to have you.
Thank
from
you so
Lokoja.
much, Aisha, for joining us. Go ahead. What's your take?
All right. This topic this morning.
Please, Aisha, pay attention to your phone. Don't wait for our reply.
Just turn down the volume
TV.
of your TV. Just talk to us directly.
No, it's down. My TV is down.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
So what am I saying? Day and body, they are like light and darkness. Body system is the best. These children are dependent of themselves. They have to obey rules and regulations out there. Like in the house, you can't wake up a child by 6 a.m. and say, go and sleep. You know, we are still sleeping. But in boarding school, you have no option that to wake up. That's it. Then in boarding school, they mix with people. If we could remember when the late Wigwe died, we were told that he schooled in Sokoto. If not for boarding, he wouldn't have been there. In boarding school, you mix with so many people, so many characters. Then these children, when they go to school, the boarding school, they come back home for holidays. You watch these children. If there are any attitude you don't like in them, you can match them to the school and report to the school. We are privileged to be products of boarding school. All my friends, if I have not been to boarding, I wouldn't have been my good friends today. My children, I insisted they went to boarding school. So boarding school is the best for our children. They concentrate in their studies. At home, we parents, we might sometimes say, go and do this for me, diverting them from studying. But in school, there are times for break, there are times for prep, there are times for siesta, there are others in which they just have to adhere to. So I believe in boarding school, and if I should still go back to school, I would go to boarding school. It's the best. I love boarding school.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Thank you so much, Aisha, for that. Really interesting one. When you say if I can go back to boarding school, there are times that I miss boarding school. There are other times that I really don't. Yes, when I remember the punishment, the early years, because I started like right
when you're a junior, you always go through some bullying here and there, and what have you. But then it makes you become a strong person at the end.
Yeah, it does. It's two ways. It either makes you good or it turn you into a bully yourself, and then when you get to senior school, senior class, you want to
bully your
exact the same revenge. Yes, so it's two ways, and yes, there's a good picture when it comes to boarding school, but let's be honest, there's also the bad side of it.
Yeah,
and when Aisha said it's light and darkness, I just laughed because I feel both of them have a bit of lightness and darkness.
Both have advantage and disadvantages, whether we like it or not. So that's why some people will go for the day, some will go for boarding. But I think the boarding has more advantage than the day school.
Yeah.
Let's pick this call. Hello, good morning. Please turn down the volume of your TV set. We always tell you to, the rules of engagement is to turn down the volume of your set when you want to talk to us so we can hear you. Are you still with us?
All right, I think we have to let the caller go. We have a lot of engagement already, so we cannot stall. If you call and you're connected, please do just quickly talk to us so that we can give room to other people. Do not forget that you can send WhatsApp message.
I mean, we are already having WhatsApp messages.
Okay, hopefully we get to read out, WhatsApp messages. We tend to bring these topical issues. That way we get to have knowledge about all of these things. I keep saying it's easy for you to judge someone until you get to understand that person's perspective. So sometimes parents of kids in boarding tend to blame the ones in day, saying, oh, that's why it's not this, or the parents in day blame the parents of boarding. But then when you both understand, knowledge is strength, knowledge is power. When you both understand the reasons behind this, you get to be less judgmental, more open-minded, you welcome people's ideas. Just like I said, always learn people's language, culture, religion. That way you don't be this uninformed person in the society. So let's have this conversation. It's quite insightful. Because as much as I did boarding school, I'm hearing reasons why day school has its own advantage too, and it's really intense. I mean, let's be honest, children tend to be deprived of parents' affection when they are in boarding school. So those are one of the reasons that the people in day school are pointing out. Someone said that to me yesterday when I was talking about the topic, but then I said the boarding school is not going to be, it's not a forever thing. You're still coming back home at the end of the day. I mean, even when you're in the university, except you're going from home and you're living where the university is, if you have to travel to a place where you're in the university, you're living alone at the end of the day. You're going to be in, you're going to be in the hostel. In university, it's assumed you're older.
That's what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, you're still away from your parents. They are not still there. You can't exactly. So, well, we have another caller. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. Your name and location, please.
I am Omar from calling from Zaria. Good morning.
Good morning, Omar from Zaria. Thank you so much for joining us. Go ahead. What's your take?
Okay, my take is, if I should look at it holistically, I'm of the opinion that with the decadence of immorality today, it is well found and said for every parent to keep their children at home and manage them. The reality is that if you take a holistic view and compare both the pros and cons of boarding school, I'm of the opinion that honestly, it is not the right setting for somebody to go and keep his a teenage child that requires a lot of moral upbringing, manner molding, and character development. You know, at the end of it all, I could remember when I was very young, there were a lot of moralistic, moral immorality, among the children, So, be it from stealing, be it from gangsterism, be it from social, immorality, a lot of it, a child is not a lot of bad upbringing, and he can easily catch up with it. Honestly, no matter how reserved the child is cultured at home before he is sent or she is sent to the boarding school, you will see that there are a lot of parents who have collapsed and dropped their responsibilities. And then when your child is well brought up, and go and start to interact with those corrupt, indisciplined, and untrained children, you stand to lose a lot, honestly. But when a child requires parental look-up, and attention, you are in a better supervision to closely monitor, advise until such a situation where your child has become an adolescent, and you be fully responsible to tell the child, okay, now you are on your own, life is a teacher, be careful, this and that. But the behavior of the outside now, I swear to God, it is not encouraging, except if the parents, they are not, going with our own type of thinking. Honestly, even with the neighbors, on the main road, at workplace, you see that there is a higher level political immorality in our society today, that if you send out a vulnerable child, you will lose all that is required for you to take the child to somewhere as a milestone. Thank you very much for your...
I appreciate you, Omar, for that. I hear your concern about it, but from what he explained, he prefers day school where you get to monitor your child and on all of that, and that's another valid reason, getting your child close to you. But I have to put it out there, I have seen a lot of students in day school do drugs, and it's because of what Fatima said earlier, where she said sometimes you send your child to school and on his way back you don't know where he stopped.
They have not even gone to school. Some of them don't even go to school.
And because of this, it has there are certain areas, I'm not going to call names, but even in the nation's capital there are certain areas that are known because of how spoiled the morality of our society has become. This children, the moment one takes on that bad character, he shares it among his peers, and that is another worry. But then, as much as we're scared of the morality of boarding school, day school has its own, and that's why I pointed out. But then the boarding school has its own. While we were in boarding school, kids sometimes, even though it's not as easy, but then kids sometimes will form a group, and then they will scale the fence in order to go out there and do some shenanigans, which the school cannot really control.
We know that, these things, I think it's every month, end of every month, which comes once in the last
Saturday of the month.
The month, and parents tend to come visit, bring provision, still scold their children to say, make sure you go to school, make sure you're doing this, listen to your seniors and what have you. Even though we know there are some seniors that are just there to bully, the junior ones, like you rightly mentioned earlier. And I think because of that, I mean, even in their school, the junior ones get bullied still, whether you like it or not, they get to bully them, you know, at the end of the day. But it's more of having your child maybe under your nose, like I said earlier, to see them doing the right thing, or you send them to boarding school where they get to learn more discipline, to learn to, you know, do cooperative activities with their peers, you know, and then they can actually build bonds also with different people from different backgrounds. You know, that will shape them to become the better version of themselves, you know. I don't know if you agree with me on that, Summayya, but I think a lot of people are actually looking into, you know, this particular aspect of the insecurity and then what have you. But let's take a look at this message from, you know, Shehu from Katsina State, and he says, day school students enjoy an enriching education and strong relationship with their parents who can more effectively support their academics successfully. I mean, you know, this is coming from Shehu from Katsina State. Thank you so much for that. Let's take a look at another one. Okay, let's pick another call, and then we now go into other segments of, you know, the Daybreak Extra this morning. Let's take this last call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Your name and location, please.
My name is Daniel, and I'm calling from Jos.
Sorry, the name again?
I think he said Ali.
No, Daniel.
Oh, no, Daniel.
Okay.
Thank you so much for joining us from Plateau State. Go ahead. What's your take?
Yeah, I think the major problem what people may be afraid of allowing children to go to boarding school or allow them to go today is when their homework as a parent is not being done. As a father or a mother, you're supposed to train your child to know what is right and what is wrong. You're supposed to give him a good upbringing from the house. If you train you very well from the house, religiously, living morally, then whenever he goes out to whether the boarding or the day school, he'll be able to know what to do. Most of the times, parents leave their responsibilities and they just decide to take the child to boarding school so that he'll be away from them. So whatever happens to the child there, you see, is their fault because they just send the child sometimes away from them. Maybe he's misbehaving at home. So let's take him to boarding school so that boarding school will teach him some things. So they are running away from their responsibility. But if you have trained your child very well and you want him also to learn some other things aside from what he has gotten from the house, when he go to mingle with his fellow colleagues, whether boys or girls, he can learn some things from their side. Discipline can come there, ability to stand on his own. When the parents are not there, the child can learn it from boarding school. So the way I look at it generally, it's once, if you are a Christian or a Muslim, you train in the way of your religion, you put the fear of God in him, you also want him to go there and meet other people. You not be afraid of sending him to boarding school, even the day school. So above all, what I'm trying to say is when parents at home do their work, they can be able to send their children to either boarding or day school for them to be able to mingle with their fellow children and things also from them. And we can also talk about, nowadays we have primary schools that are boarding. Now,
yeah, actually we do.
Mother take his child to a boarding school in primary school. That is where the child will be very far from you, something teach him, and learn some other things that are not good. So me, I'm against the boarding school for primary school. But for secondary school, I'm not against it because by then, when your child is leaving primary school, expected that you have trained him in the way of God and he knows what is right and what is wrong. So he can go out there and live because you have put something in him that will help him.
I get your point. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for that. I mean, that is the best, last interaction with you to cover this segment, considering there's been for and against when it comes to both boarding and day school. The last caller said he feels at all means, as much as you instill, your religious ideology and all of that, that could help and work, and your child can decide to go to boarding and day school. As much as you tell your child, you have to make sure you don't allow people to influence you. You have to have a mind of your own and do not forget, what you learn from home to that environment. So yeah, I mean that is beautiful.
I mean, a lot of messages, a lot of phone calls. It's just like a debate of which one is better. For some, they choose it, some go for boarding,
and they are all amazing.
They are all amazing.
Yes,
actually,
everyone has
there are a lot of people that will say that school is not sweet, but then at the end of the day, you need that certificate to have a job out there.
Yes.
So you have to stay in school.
Yeah,
boarding day, just put your mind there, and it's going to be an experience, a memory that you wouldn't want to go away. Trust me. Well, this is the much we can take on the phone calls. We have seen lots of messages that we wish we could have taken, but due to time we can't do that. But we do appreciate your input and your contribution on this topic. Let's go on a quick break, and when we return, we go into the discussion of the day.